Anyway, just thought I'd say hi. Good another unboxing today. But Hugh from Asgard Studios, why are you doing so many unboxings? Well, here's the sad truth. The sad truth is I live in Canada. I know. And for many months of the year, it's cold, it's snowy, and I can't go outside much and do stuff. And before you say, oh, well, you should just embrace the cold, blah, blah, blah. Zip it. No. Anyway, yeah, it's really cold to fly. We've had some days into the -20, -30 degree weather, and, you know, I don't want to fly any of my expensive drones at those temperatures. There's just a risk of breakage and a risk of premature battery failure and, you know, lots of little things. And when you spend a lot of money on a drone, you want to protect it. But that's where toys come in. The cheaper drones, well, and sorry, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about the cheaper drones, but if you break one, it's not quite the heartbreak if you break one that's 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever, right? Anyway, one of the guys on a live stream the other night had a demo reel or kind of a highlights reel of his filming from last year, and he had this thing in it. And I thought, wow, that is a very peculiar looking drone. It looks like an electrical conduit box to me with props on it. I thought it was just a really cool looking quad. Anyway, so I picked it up. Now they're about 150, 200 something on eBay right now. They're hard to find. You can't get them on the Canada store on Amazon. But I picked one up in the USA on Amazon USA for 50 bucks. So that was pretty good. And they shipped it in like 2 days to Canada. Never seen that happen before. Anyway, so I think this little guy and I are destined to be together. We'll see. Anyway, so again, transparency. I hate that word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Transparency. I did open this last night just so that I could get the manual out and take a little peek inside. Okay, so I haven't like ripped the guts apart. I haven't like taken. You'll see exactly the way it looks like it's when it's packed. Okay, RC1 Extreme coming in just a second. Now before that though, every time I do an unboxing, for those of you who haven't seen an unboxing of mine before, I always take out one of my pocket knives and show you, because I collect pocket knives. I've got a lot of them. And you know, what are they good for? Opening boxes. That's a prime job for them, right? Anyway, so I'm going to reopen this. What I'm using today is a knife by 511. 511 is a company that builds kind of really tough stuff. The term 5.11, if you don't know, is a mountain climbing term, and it means it's basically the hardest route you can possibly climb, if I'm recalling correctly. I'm sure my climber friends will correct me. Anyway, it's made by Blade Tech. It's designed by Mike Mellencamp. I love it. This is a really hard-use knife. I don't condone prying with knives, but this is a knife I think you could actually pry with. This is a beast. I believe it's a 1/4 inch thick at the back. Anyway, it's a beast. There's no assisted opening or anything like that. There is a little thumb hole, much like the Spyderco, so you can just, you know, one hand open it. Anyway, great knife. I highly recommend it. They're not that expensive, and they are incredibly tough. And without further ado, 2 little pieces of tape. You know, I went and resealed this for you guys. I care. I care that you get a legitimate experience here, man. An authentic experience. It's another word I can't stand. You know, why do I don't like these words? Because everybody uses them and they don't really mean them anymore. Transparency. Corporations say that because it sounds nice and, you know, they want to make everybody happy, but, yeah. Anyway. And, I don't know, when I was a young guy, we didn't use the term authentic. We said, let's just keep it real. Just be real. Be who you are, you know. Authentic now means something else. Anyway. Is that authentic enough for you? All right. Whoa. Whoa.
Ginger, thank you. Coming up, more problems for a troubled
earthquake.
singer. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
I'm getting the shivers. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, there it is. No, that's just the top of the box. Hugh, what the heck? What the heck? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Is that ever freaking cool? It comes on. Well, it looks to be like its own little landing pad. I thought that was really badass when I saw that last night. Pretty neat, huh? Anyway, yeah. It's a very different looking quad. Most quads just don't have this ovoid shape. It's basically egg-shaped, right? Okay, so we'll pull this out carefully. There are 2 layers to this contraption. I'm not sure why. It's interesting, though. And now look at this. The way it's sealed on the bottom is just a tiny piece of Velcro. Guys, that's the best attachment system I've ever seen. How many of these manufacturers use like 1,000 of those little twist ties, you know, hundreds of those little plastic things? Look at this. That's it. I take off my Velcro strap and I've got my quad out. That wasn't hard, and it felt pretty safe. Oh. This thing's it just feels nice in the hand. I just love the look of the red landing gear opposing the black landing gear. Another thing I found kind of interesting was that these almost look like little Lego blocks. Anybody else think that? No, they probably aren't, but it just looks like that. I'm almost tempted to mount a Lego man on there. Okay. Let's set that aside for a second. Yeah. I love the box, honestly. It is just really, truly a beautiful box. What we'll do... Oh yeah, I'm destroying things now. Let's set this little fella up. There. You can just admire that. Well, I'm getting the rest of the stuff out. Okay, so here's the rest of the box. And this is the only thing I opened last night, essentially, was the manual. I wanted to see what was what. Another impressive feature. This is a beautiful, well-produced manual. The English is perfect. There's no other language, but it's just beautifully written. Now, for those of you who don't appreciate that, a lot of these quads come with terrible manuals, and one of the reasons people break their quads or lose their quads or they have them fly away is because they have crappy manuals that don't explain what the buttons do, and you have to try to figure it out. So imagine some poor kid going out on a windy day, he gets his brand new quad on Christmas, he goes out there to fly it, hits the wrong button because there was no explanation in the manual, and whoosh, gone. Very sad. Very sad. Anyway, look at this. Color coding. I mean, who does this? RC Logger does. That's who. That is one heck of a nice manual. I am so impressed. Okay, anyway, there's a lot to read in here, and I'm going to have a lot of time to read that. But that's actually a thick manual for a quad. Anyway, impressive. Let's put that there too. Now, it also comes with stickers, so you can adorn your RC Logger any way you like. You can put eyeballs and stripes and all kinds of things. I'll see what other people have done, and maybe I might put something on. Okay, there's 2 other things in here. There's a little box, which I assume is probably going to be the battery and maybe a charger. Let's take a look. Oh my, look at this. You even get batteries for the remote control. Yeah. Did I mention that I only paid $50 for this? Wow. This is some seriously high quality stuff, guys. I would pay $200 or $300 for this. Seriously. Without hesitation. This is nearly Spark level quality, you know, from a build quality perspective. Not from a technological or feature oriented perspective. Okay, well, I'm not going to bother opening the rest of it up, but there are extra props. There are extra cables in here that look like power cables. That's interesting. I wonder if they assume that you're going to like tear. All these things look modular. There are screws along each axis of the quad. So I'm assuming the intention is that if you break one of these, you can replace an arm, and these wires look like they probably go from the processor to the speed controllers out to the motor. So I don't know, but wow. This is definitely the most complete quad setup I've ever seen. I haven't seen that many. I'm pretty new, guys, as you know, so don't take that as some kind of gospel, but anyway, I'm pleased. And the remote, now that's interesting. Okay, so I guess there's no altitude hold, which scares me a little because, you know me, I'm a noob at this stuff, and I don't want to crash this. but I might. Anyway, this is the only thing that feels cheap in this whole product. I'm not impressed with the controller. It looks okay. It's not bad. It's definitely, you know, on par with any of the toy grade stuff. But like Parrot, for example, say the Parrot Swing, when I did the unboxing of that remote was a thing of beauty. It was heavy. It was well built. It really felt, you know, like you had something. You paid for something. Anyway, this isn't too bad. Let me not judge it harshly. So that's the whole contents of the box. Oh, no, sorry, I lie. There's the battery. That's actually a fairly good sized battery. And it's a 2-cell, 3.7 volt, 800 milliamp, 10C battery. Okay. Well, I guess that's about it, guys. So I don't know if I'll be flying today. Depends on the weather. I am certainly not going to fly this inside. What I will do is I'll tell you a little bit about the specs. Let's pull out the box. So, there's English here somewhere. Hello, hello, hello. Where are you at, English? Where are you at? Because I don't speak German, I don't read Chinese. Hablo un poco español. Un peu français. That's it. Okay, here we go. RC1 Extreme. So we got oh, it does say altitude, height, hold function, but that's really weird because the throttle, or excuse me, the throttle drops right down. So we'll see how that works. So this has brushless motors, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. These are not brushed motors. These are big honking brushless motors. So this thing should be a real screamer down the field, man. It's 5.54 ounces. Anything else interesting? 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. So let me go read up on this thing, and then maybe we'll get some flying in. I know I've got a lot of other drones to review, and that's one of the things people ask me, like, why are you opening so many drones? You've got about 6 or 7 on the go now. That's true, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not getting a lot of flying time, to be honest, because of the weather and whatnot. We've had really extreme colds here in Canada, as well as, you know, a lot of snow and whatnot, and so I'm just not getting out to fly as much. So I figured I'd do these unboxings, and I'm playing around with some of the smaller quads. So I'm doing, you know, the Eachine E013 ready to fly FPV quad, things that I can fly inside. So I've been doing a lot of those, and that way I actually can film indoors, and I can start to do some reviews for you guys before the spring and fall happens, which is still a long way away. But in any event, this thing I will definitely try to get out and fly in a careful, controlled space outside. I know I'm Crash Guard Studios. I know my nickname is Crash Guard Studios, but yeah, I don't want to crash this. This is a really pretty little drone. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Ciao. Keep your shield wall up.